Namaste.
Namaste Techies.
Namaste,
Namaste
Techies.
Harjit.
Namaste, Adobe. Oh, we're such clowns.
I
Uh,
think it is going to take us one more year to get used to it, right?
y- yeah, I think it'll be another year before we go. Namaste, techies. You know,
Yep.
we're not laughing. But what's the point then?
Mhm. True.
So, anyways, hey, um, so there are some Indian celebrations this week, especially yesterday and today. I know from the Punjabi or Sikh side, so you can tell them about from your side. But it's Vasaki. Happy Vasaki, everybody.
Happy
So,
Vasaki. Yay.
right? It's
Yep.
a very big holiday for Sikhs, and also celebrated by some Hindus. But technically, what it is a festival of a harvest festival. Going back years and years, the spring festival and all that stuff, and has some religious component to it as well. With the with one of the gurus of the Sikh
Mhm.
faith, right?
Yeah.
But I do know, I believe there's some other celebrations as well in the Hindu.
Yeah,
Uh,
there are
okay.
different kind of celebrations all around India, I would say, right?
Yeah.
But I know some of them from south side of India, right?
Yes.
Ugadi is something we call in Karnataka for this festival, right?
Yes.
So happy Ugadi, right?
Yeah.
and
That's the
and
one because I have a WhatsApp group with my former high school mates from Malaysia, and we keep in touch. And most of my friends there are South Indians, right?
uh-huh.
So they would share that Happy Ugadi, or
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I mentioned that to you.
Yeah, and from my state, it is something like Vishu. We
Okay.
call it Vishu, and Happy Vishu too.
Yeah.
so, so it's
Yeah.
all same like harvesting
Right.
festivals, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. If you're talking about India, there's like five celebrations every day for 365 days. It's non-stop.
I
So
hope we will get bank holidays all these days, right? But we are unlucky.
I know. Anyway, so it's good. It's good stuff. It's New Year and all that celebrations with everybody. But today we're gonna talk about patching, and it's Patch Tuesday for the month of April 2021. So um, wherever you may be getting patches today, but most of us started getting patches yesterday because yesterday was Tuesday and we record on Wednesday. Um, but yeah, it's just let's talk a little bit about what's going on with patches this month. So far, as we are recording this, um, there hasn't been any uh, big severe reports of patching issues per se, like last month with the printing stuff
Yeah, blue
and so
screen, no blue screens.
the blue screens, right? So people have been trying to deal with that as well. And just a couple of days ago, I had somebody contact me and said, "Hey, we discovered some of our Windows 10 systems they blue screen because of trying to print." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know," but I said, listen, just give it another day. You're gonna
Yeah,
get the updated patches for April, which is gonna fix that. So stop worrying about trying to do the March patches now. That's already like old, right?
yeah.
Um, so yeah, so nothing major, but I've got some links and some websites that we'll just walk through real quick. It's just going to be an overview, and so let's do
And
that. Let's.
and you had a great podcast,
Oh
which
yes,
which also
this
like,
podcast.
probably you can cover also, right? Yeah, cool one. Yeah, I liked it very much. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is podcast. It's called the MGF Chat with Mary Jo Foley. She's a wonderful friend. She's really awesome with what she writes for Petri.com and ZDNet and all those articles. And if you don't know Mary Jo Foley, then you probably have been living in a cave somewhere.
Yeah, her website is probably all about Microsoft, right?
It's
That
all about
is,
Microsoft. Yeah, she
yeah.
covers the latest, and sometimes it's like things that you haven't heard about, or some leaks and whatnot. So it's really good to pay attention and follow her Twitter account, and her blog posts. So I had an opportunity to do a chat with her. This is the second one I did. I did one I think last year as well, and this one was just focused mainly on Windows Update things. As you can see, and we will share all these links out with all of you. Not a problem. But we had a chat. She asked a bunch of questions about what's new with patching and things like that. We talked about the latest announcements from Microsoft Ignite Spring 2021 that was just happened in March, and announcements such as Windows Update for Business, and several things like that, right? Endpoint Manager, patching with that. So listen up, follow it, and let me know if you have questions.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's Mary Jo Foley.
that's
And
cool.
then next
Yep.
up, is there something you want to add? Or?
No, I said like it was very interesting to listen to that podcast, and it was really useful. Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
great work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. So one of the sites that I tend to follow a lot is called bleepingcomputer.com. And they do post a lot of different things, but one of the things that you get a quick highlight about patches. And so for this month in April, they disclosed there are around 108. I think there's about 114 security fixes this month with 50 days. um, and we go through it. you know Here are some of those 0 days. Hold on, there's some ads on the site. So there's some 0 days that they talk about here, right? RPC endpoint mapper, Windows NTFS, DOS vulnerability, and so on and so forth. So it's good to keep an eye on this to learn about what's going on and what you should keep an eye and deploy. Um, and that's also other things like the NSA's. This is a national security agency of the U.S. that puts out notifications on severe vulnerabilities, and there's one for Exchange. And you'll see that again. This is a pretty hot one. If you're going to pay attention to any patches this month, and you have on-premises Exchange service, then make sure that you are patching your Exchange service. So, for
Mhm.
example, I think there's a better site here somewhere. I'm going to walk you through. So, if you have Exchange 2013, 2016, and 2019, and if you don't have the latest cumulative updates, for example, 2016 is CU19 and CU20, and so on and so forth, there's a nice little diagram here that walks you through and says, okay, if you already have those updated cumulative updates or CUs for Exchange, then just install your April updates and you're going to be fine. If you
Mhm.
don't have any of the CUs installed, then you're going to have to install all those supported CUs first, and
Mhm.
then which will probably require a reboot, and then install your April updates, and then you'll be fine. So there are all sorts of details on what the vulnerabilities are. They're pretty severe. Get them
So,
patched.
sometimes I feel like patching Exchange servers and all the other servers are very much critical, and it is going to uh, we need to kind of follow the steps properly, otherwise we will get into trouble, right?
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and you think like, oh wait, I'm just going to install the monthly patches and I'll be fine. But no, for things like, SharePoint and Exchange, there are very specific patches for those products that you have to do, right? So, so that's that for the Exchange stuff I talked about here. Um, what else? So if you're not familiar, there's a site. Microsoft has a site called MSRC .microsoft.com where they list out all the patches and the vulnerabilities that are related to different products and for the given month, right? So check this out. Um, what I'm going to show is my website is called Harjit.us, which it should come up, and I don't know why. Come on, I'm still thinking. Maybe it's down. Well, there it goes. Okay. So as you can
Good.
see, I've been doing a collection of patching information for since January of this year, and I cover like you know if there's specific tweets that are mentioned, um, what has been updated and when. For example, the printer fixes, 0-day vulnerabilities, the Windows 10 cumulative updates for the different versions of it. Um, I also covered the Exchange stuff last month. And then I give you all sorts of references to various places and um, security updates from Cisco, Apple, Adobe, and so on and so forth. That it's, I think this is a great resource for IT
Yeah.
pros who are dealing with security and patching. It's just a one-stop shop that you can come and get this information as much as you need. So I'm gonna do one probably today for April. So keep an eye out on the site
Harjit.us.
object.us. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, Another one that has come across is this thing called the zero-day vulnerability in desktop Windows Manager CEVE 2021-28310. And there is a patch for this as well, which would be this right here, Windows 32K elevation of privilege vulnerability. So if you are if you have the product categories and the different patches that you select in your whether it's your WSUS or your config manager sub and stuff like that, then you should be getting these patches in your repository for you to deploy. So they should
Yeah.
be there ready, but otherwise, keep track of it. Okay.
Yeah. I
Uh,
just remembered something. There was a major patching WSUS sync issue with the SCM, right, or configuration manager last
yes.
week, or I think
Yes.
last week, yeah. And
Yes.
this was something to do with Patch Tuesday. They changed something in Visual. I think Visual
It was
Studio.
part of the it was
Yeah,
part of the developer tools
yeah,
category,
yeah.
which included, like you said, the Visual Studios and a few others. So what Anub is talking about is it was just about maybe a week ago that some people were discovering when they tried to do a WSUS sync scan or sub scan, and they were getting errors. It was not completing, and it was relating to a bug that got introduced, which is part of the developer tools. So if you went and unchecked the developer tools category, and you ran a sync, it would work. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's automatically kind of resolved now, so you don't need to do anything at
no,
the moment. So it's kind of resolved from Microsoft side. They messed up something and they corrected it, I think.
right. And so I'm sharing some various resources, which I also put on my own blog site. So I'll just point this out. There's a website called Microsoft Security Response Center, MSRC, like I told you before, right? You can create notifications and all that stuff. but you can see here, if you go through, it takes you to the security update guide. You want to report an issue that you discovered, you can do that, and so on, and check out their blogs and stuff. So this is a very good resource,
Yeah.
microsoft.com/MSRC. Then I'm not sure where you folks are around the world, but here we have this site called CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which also provides a ton of information on all sorts of vulnerabilities that are happening, not just with Windows and stuff like that, but with as you can see here, right? There's a sudo command thing. There's TCP/IP stuff. There's Atlassian product and so on and so forth. Like they cover from Adobe to Cisco to pretty much anything. So this is a good one to have, keep in your repository, and you can set up alerts and stuff to let you know what's going on as well. Okay. Speaking of third-party patches, Chrome. There's a 0 day for Chrome browser, and it's not just a Google Chrome, but it's browsers such as Microsoft Edge and anything that use the Chromium framework.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure you get your browsers patched as well, or you'll be in a bunch of hurt actually. So
Yeah. That's a good tip. Yeah.
yeah, and then just like any other month, Adobe also has security fixes. This month there are stuff here. I haven't seen anything about Adobe Reader, but that's generally pretty common to have on a monthly basis as well. But here are things that are covering things like Photoshop and Bridge and things like that. That if you have these products and you guys are using it, then pay attention to this. And I think that's pretty much it for what I have to mention. I follow various blog sites and newsletters and alerts and stuff to keep me updated on what's going on with patches on a every single month. Uh, so you can look at different websites and you'll get like this one here called the 0 Day Initiative that gives you a ton of information on each month's patches as well, right? You can break it down to each CVE and so on and so forth. So lots of information. I cover all of this in my own blog post, Harjit.us. So pay attention to that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. A list of details, and yeah, it is kind of lot of research you have done in the past, and came up with all these websites and resources, right? So that is very much kind of useful for IT pros, right?
Yeah.
Around the world, right? So
Yeah.
probably they can follow your resources and get more used to the patch Tuesday and all the other stuff, right? So
Yeah. In the
we,
future,
we
I
ex-
plan to cover more things like Windows Update for Business, which is also is has become much better now these days. There's a lot more features
True.
built in. It's almost like a set it and forget it kind of environment. Um, Windows Update for Business is not something where you can actually pick the patches that you want. It's like all or nothing kind of a thing. But it has a lot, of granularity that you can do using the cloud. Um,
Yeah.
so we can talk about that in another show. Probably give a little demo or something. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so on my blog post that I started a few months ago, is that if I posted like the entire blog series on, let's say for April, and I will actually keep updating it
Mhm.
you know, every few days or every other day or something. As soon as I find out there's a problem with a specific patch, and I'll put an update on my site saying, "Hey, here's an update. Watch out for this." Or, "Hey, here's an out of band patch for the printing issue." Oh,
Mhm.
wait, hold on. Here's an update that don't patch that because there's a, and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
these are the things that are really hard for IT pros to find
Mhm.
unless you're really following people
Yeah.
and you got to
Following the right
ask
people. Yeah.
the right people. Yeah, definitely
Like
follow us. Follow
us.
the two of us on Twitter. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. So that's all I got for patches. So it's definitely a lot of patches this month compared to previous months and even April of 2020 from what I've been reading. So good luck.
Yeah.
That's all we can say. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right.
Yep.
So I think we got this. Let's end this. And
Yes.
what do you
And don't forget to share, subscribe,
and like?
and like.
We love that.
Yeah, and
Don't forget to share, subscribe, and like.
that is more important than patching.
Yeah, hey! Good point. Good point. But you know what? Hey, we have to thank our viewers because they've been giving us a lot of comments and stuff and a lot of feedback. So
True.
we really appreciate that. So please comment on our YouTube shows and we try to respond to those and uh, you know it keeps us going, and it's also like we understand like what you're looking for and if we are doing good, right?
Yep. It's cool.
All right, spread the word, everybody. Get your friends to subscribe and like, and we'll be back. Until
Yep.
next time, you know where to find us. Namaste.
Namaste.